In this video, I'm going to tell you the 5 ways in which online lectures are different from in-person lectures. Now, due to the recent pandemic, there has been a huge shift in the way universities work. Everyone was sent home and all lectures were on Zoom. This means that students that join university no longer know the meaning of face-to-face lectures. However, they have all their lectures on Zoom. But there are so many differences, some benefits and some similarities. So let's go through them. Number 1 is attendance. Back in the days of face-to-face lectures, you had to go in at a certain time. So punctuality and attendance was very important. The lecturer could see if you were actually in the room or not. And those who came late usually took the back entrance and made a seat. Some lecturers would call you up on that and be like, what is the time? Is this 15 minutes? Is this acceptable? And some lecturers would not care. But essentially the difference was attendance was monitored by the lecturer, as in they could physically see. However, on Zoom it's very different. You could be half asleep, you could just log onto your phone and go back to sleep. Attendance is different. The thing with Zoom is you can switch the camera off, which means you don't actually have to be attending. You just have to log in electronically and you'll be signed in as attending. This has quite a lot of benefits in terms of actually getting away with lectures. But of course, do not get away from lectures. You are missing out on an education that you dearly paid, or at least someone else did, like your parents or the government. The second big difference that I've realized as someone that gives lectures online is that the questions, interactivity. Now, for some reason on Zoom, interactivity is so low. You ask a question and no one seems to answer. Back in the time when we had face-to-face lectures, the lecturer would literally point to someone randomly and they would have to answer the question. So back in those days, people used to hide. So if the lecturer was asking the question, so what's the definition of osmosis? And someone at the back was just like, that lecturer, he or she, would point to that person. So there's no getting away from it. Interactivity, in my opinion, or in my experience, has reduced by going from Zoom meetings, because some people just switch their camera off and they don't respond. And the thing is, you can't actually prod them with the stick. They could be half the world away, with their camera off, and they'll just not respond at all. And for some reason, that is okay. I mean, it's not okay, but the etiquette now is that it's okay. The other big difference between face-to-face lectures and online lectures is recording. Now, one great advantage of online lectures is that they are all recorded onto Zoom, depending on your university, of course, and this is a great advantage. Ever since the conception of face-to-face lectures and video recording, people have always wanted lectures to be online. Back in the face-to-face lectures, there used to always be one person at the front of the lecture with a video camera or a audio recorder that just sits there and records. I don't know if they go back through the lectures actually, but they used to record everything at the front. This is now eliminated because everyone gets the recording and everyone gets the full lecture. Lecturers can't hide their slides anymore, and even if they do, their full lecture of whatever they give is online. So that's a great benefit that things are recorded now. And in the olden days, there used to be someone at the front that used to record it, and that was quite funny, and I kind of missed that. The other thing that's different between online lectures and face-to-face lectures is note-taking. So back in the day of face-to-face lectures, you used to always frantically try to make notes, whether it was on an iPad or a paper or a laptop. You just had to quickly get what the lecturer was saying and write it down before it misses out, because the lecturer would not repeat themselves all the time, and if you missed out on a certain information, that's it, that lecturer would never be given again. Note-taking was literally a rush, and it created a lot of anxiety, and now that's kind of been eliminated because you can always go back to the lecture. You can watch it at half speed, you can watch it at double speed. It's recorded, so note-taking is no longer a priority. This is a benefit, but it's also a negative, because now you might be thinking, I can sit through the lecture, take this in, but it's recorded. But this wastes so much time because you're going through the lecture for the second time, maybe even a third time, making notes again. And after 100 lectures, that's just so much time that you've now spent on just what you could have spent much less time on. So it's a negative and it's a positive. Whether it's face-to-face teaching or Zoom online teaching, there will always be distractions. Now, back in the days of face-to-face teaching, there was always something annoying. Someone sleeping on their laptop, someone playing games on their laptop, someone snoring, someone going to sleep, someone eating, someone farting, I don't know. There's always distractions, so it's very hard to focus on the lecture with 50 other people in the same room, breathing, speaking, doing their own thing. And the worst part of it was the whispering. This was a huge problem in face-to-face lectures, where talking and whispering used to disrupt every lecture. Now this has kind of completely been eliminated by Zoom, because now you can mute the people. Imagine if you can mute people in real life during face-to-face lectures. That would have been an amazing feature. But anyway, let's not kid ourselves. Distractions occur the same amount in Zoom. Whether it's just waking up for a 9 AM lecture and you're still in bed, playing games, or on your phone while the lecturer is speaking, because now you've got your camera off and you can do that. It's very distracting to be at home and have lectures. So you couldn't really win both ways. Distraction is a part of university life and you need to eliminate distractions in order to focus. Now this is much easier said than done. And that's the end of the video. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you press like and subscribe to see more videos like this. I hope this was a fun kind of video, and if it helped you in any way, let me know in the comments about what you think about it. And as always, thank you for watching. By the way, it's like the hottest day of March, but in my bedroom it's still so cold, so that's why I'm wearing a fleece. So don't kill me.